It's a really unique take on the gangster film, and it's an absolutely gorgeous feature debut. Please join me in welcoming to the stage the director of Holiday, Isabella Eklöf.
Hi, I'm very flattered and proud that you all made it here. I know the film has made a little bit of noise, for better and for worse, which is a good thing, I think. Yeah, I don't have much to say right now. If you want to hang out after the film and answer or discuss a few things, you're very welcome, and I'll see you then. And thank you so much, Sundance, for having me.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi.
So I think we can jump right into the Q&A. I'm just going to ask the first question, and then we'd love to hear some questions from the audience. So obviously in the film, there is a lot of very ugly behavior, but the look of the film is beautiful and colorful and enticing. Can you talk about the choice to do that?
That's an old pet peeve of mine, that people have this false notion that danger and evil lurk in the shadows in the park at night. So in my opinion, evil is among us, inside of us, and I want to shine a light on everything. So and aesthetically, I don't like contrast in the movie. And I guess I'm also inspired by some of the other filmmakers that I like that also shine a light in Under the Carpet, like Ulrich Seidel or Todd Solondz or some of the other great ones.
This is a question about contrasting the rape scene with like taking back power at the end and how you put that together.
Jonas?
Yeah, well, I think this film is very like not black or white, as you know, the female gaining power in film and society overall, and I think that Sasha is being like suppressed and abused, and she's being put through a lot of stuff. But in the end, I don't know if she wins, but some way she's empowered because she kind of takes some sort of control over her situation, and then you can discuss whether it's the wise thing to do, whether it's the healthy thing to do. But I mean, women are being super suppressed and dominated all over the world. So maybe that's like part of the reason it's hard sometimes to take those very wise choices, because you've never really been like cheered for, if you can say so, to do that. It's part of the answer, I think, but it's complex. I don't know.
Yeah, that's I completely agree. To me personally, I hate movies that are about how things should be. That's a strange thing to me, and has nothing to do with my life. They don't interest me. I want to see stuff how it really is, and this is one version of how it really is. And I can say that with confidence because there's a lot of autobiographical material in here from my co-writer and from me.
Yes, please.
So I love the reserved cinematography and editing, and since like most of the scenes just kind of played out once through, I was wondering like how long the shoot was, and was there a lot of takes or a lot of rehearsal before?
Not as many takes as I would have wanted.
We've had more money, you know, we've had more time.
More money,
Yeah.
everything.
How many days was the shoot?
30 days, 5 weeks, 6 day weeks. The schedule was pretty precise. We didn't go a lot over, and we could have one day more would have made it better. But you know, it was pretty well planned actually, and I do not take a lot of takes actually, as opposed to some of the other people who work in this type of aesthetics, and that's probably a matter of resources. I probably would if I could. But also we have a very, very thorough preparation time. We know each other well, we know the script well, we know the situation well when we go on set, so we don't have to play into. Also because I like staging, I like sort of a stylized setup. I like the lines to be musical, and so if people actually know their lines and know their characters, we can have a really good first take. Even if they don't know their lines, actually sometimes.
Well, you could say it's a metaphor. You could also say that was the day where Sascha decided that she finally wanted to take a trip of her own, go exploring. That was what we imagined.
Yeah.
So she bought the scooter for Michael's money, and she went for a ride. Obviously, she didn't have like 100% control over the scooter. So maybe you can see it as a kind of symbol for the whole situation. Like she's on a ride, but she's driving it, but it's very shaky ground and maybe she will fall. And I think the neck injury is for me some kind of, it could be a warning, it could be just a coincidence with the scar. And it could also might be like, there is also some kind of like playing with the sexual brutal stuff in the strangulation, and the fact that it leaves a mark, that a mark's left on her. I think that's the mark on the outside, but obviously these experiences are probably gonna leave marks on the inside. I know it's kind of corny way of putting it, but and which might eventually will lead to her being able to do such thing as kill another person or even like kill a part of herself. Yeah.
To me, there's also kind of an irony of fate in there that firstly, the one time she tries to do something on her own, just miserably fails, and secondly, she's got this. She is really abused, but the mark she has nothing to do with it. So she can honestly say no. When Thomas Marks asks about it, I mean, because of the kind of situations we sometimes find ourselves in, this weird irony of life. To me, Tanya and Maria are mirrors. They're kind of her as younger and her as older in a way, but a lot of the minor characters actually had much bigger parts and were kind of cut out a little bit. I guess Tanya and Maria are both in different ways women that she can use, that Sascha can use for role models to see how you fit in this world, because they belong there and she doesn't. And Tanya is born into it, she's a real tough street girl, and Maria is also born into it, but the real sort of motherly character who's just, her whole life is there and it always will be.
Government and their content on anything suggestive, I'm curious, when you filmed it, if you got any pushback from the local authorities?
Not from the authorities, we bought them good and well. but our co-producers were very nervous, and we did a mistake while shooting the rape scene, because we had a closed set and kept things on the low. But we did a mistake, and when the digital mastering guy was going through the material, the whole Turkish crew was in the room. and they freaked out. So we had a little bit of a crisis there. We promised we'd never shoot anything like that again, and we didn't because we already had it. So.
The introduction with Maria and
I'm glad you saw it was her.
yes, and the significance of that and how her character seems so not insignificant, but a lot more minor and less powerful than that introduction. So what's the significance of that?
Well, it's a little bit random, I suppose. Maria, the male who plays Maria, is actually in reality a dancer And that's how I casted her. I was at her dancing class. And I saw her dance something very similar to what you see, and I was like, yes, has to be our introduction. This is what it's all about, sexuality and power and anger and hurt. So to me, she's just a really talented dancer who can embody that thing, and I also wanted her as Maria. So there's actually, the connection is random. But I don't mind that the character Maria is also maybe a stripper or a dancer or something like that. It would suit her character.
We have just a bit more time for a couple more questions. Yes, please.
Yes, you had mentioned that you believe that she has regained some sense of control of the relationship at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Could you explain why?
How she gained it? Well, it's I guess she lived up to the thug life codex by killing a guy. She earned respect. In my head. And yeah, but in a way, she displayed this. She displayed a fierceness, a force, like a ruthlessness that Michael really respects. And I think he thinks it's fun in a way to have to clean up Earth after her. Oh, this little girl. Let me help. So there's something in there, but also, of course, it's the violent action is not, of course, a good action or any action that anyone condones, but it is an action of taking back control from Thomas, who's actually really awful to her. As soon as she's not just a pretty girl, but she's complex and a little fucked, he calls her dirty names and pushes her away. To me, reacting to that in a violent way is an action of integrity. And once you've done an action of integrity, you can find release, freedom, and take a stand, even though it's a not a very good thing to do.
Yes, please.
So you mentioned that some of the characters were supposed to be more fleshed out and you had to cut their parts back. If there was something that you had the opportunity to add back into the film, what would it be?
If there was something that you had cut out that you had the chance to put back in, what would it be?
I can't really answer that, because the reason I took it out was not time or anything. It's because we want to focus on the story. So there are a lot of scenes that are cute and nice, but they went because they were, I know the shop scene. Yeah. Actually, to be honest, we cut that because some of the acting wasn't great. Not Victoria. Never Victoria. She's awesome. And that scene, I'm really sorry that it's not in there, because that could have been a wonderful scene where they're in this shop and a shop lady looks at her with scorn, like, white trash, whatever. Maria catches onto it and starts arguing with her, and it escalates, and it's just this stupid argument about nothing. And then the guys come in, and the shop manager comes in, and it's so cheap.
Yeah, in a way, it's a bit a twin scene to the beach scene, I think, with the Frenchman.
But better.
Yeah, it
could have been good. So but we knew from start that was going to be difficult.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have.